Yo, what is up, boys? Partywaffles here, and today I'm coming at you guys with the 10.7 updated version of the other Unholy DK PvP guide. So these are basically just the builds from before, but they're built upon to work in 10.7. So I'm going to explain these for you guys. It's not going to be quite as long and in-depth since we already have a guide explaining the playstyle and everything like that, and it's going to be basically the exact same playstyle. So we'll try not to duplicate too many things, but yeah, we're going to get right into this. Alright guys, so let's take a look here at the new builds, okay? So they're basically the same builds. Unholy Assault Superstrain, Commander Superstrain. But I'm going to show you what's updated about them, okay? So let's take a look at the Unholy Assault Superstrain build first. So on the left side here, what's going to be different from the original guide is the fact that we're going to have Death's Reach, which is making our Death Grip 40 yards. And we're going to have Death's Echo, which is giving us 2 Death Grips, okay? So we're kind of switching it up here a little bit, and we're going a double Death Grip route. So we have 2 Death Grips, 2 Death's Advance, 2 Death and Decays, which is going to be really nice for connecting with people and everything like that. But we're losing Wraith Walk, okay? So that's just one thing to note there. And then on the right side here, what's the notable change here is the fact that this PvP talent here that you're looking at, Epidemic, was shifted places with Unholy Blight. So we used to play Unholy Blight before, but now that it's shifted, we have to take a talent point to get it. So what's really different about this build from before is the fact that if you look down here to Ghoulish Frenzy, and Morbidity, we had 1 point in each of these, okay? So basically the points that we had in Morbidity and Ghoulish Frenzy are just being transferred over here, down to Unholy Blight and Defile. So what that means is the playstyle is generally the exact same. There's nothing really different for the most part. The only thing different is the fact that you've Defile now, and what Defile does is it increases your mastery if you stand in it, okay? So it does that, it also does damage, and if you have if you set this to Grip of Dead, which you can do, and a lot of people like to do, it's going to give your Death and Decay a slow, okay? So it'll also slow them. So you could do that as well. I kind of like the 40-yard grip myself, but the slow is really nice. A lot of people play that. So basically, now that you know that, you're going to know the playstyle is essentially the exact same, right? The only difference is going to be you want to try to just keep dropping Defile under you as much as possible for the damage, for the extra damage that it's going to give you. But that's basically it. That's basically the only change to the playstyle. It's essentially the exact same. So let's go ahead and take a look at Commander now. Okay, so Commander, same boat. Okay, we have doubled grip here. This is basically the new meta for Death Knight. Okay, on the left side, double grip. Everyone plays that for like a while now. And then on the right side, the difference here is going to be, again, we just got Unholy Blight. That's it. We literally just took 1 point out of Ghoulish Frenzy at the bottom, and we grabbed Unholy Blight because it's moved. So, like I said, it's pretty much the exact same, okay? So these are the 2 builds that I've seen with success the most. All right, I'm just going to talk to you guys briefly about PvP talents and when I changed them, okay? So basically, this is my baseline PvP talents, okay? The one that I'll change, the flex talent, is the one on the left. So I'll either play Necrotic Aura if I'm playing with a full magic team that's going to benefit from it, and I don't need Spell Warden, okay? If I need Spell Warden because I'm fighting full casters or full magic damage, then I'll play Spell Warden. If I am playing with a damage dealer that doesn't do magic damage, that won't benefit from Necrotic Aura at all, and the enemy team isn't full magic, so I don't need Spell Warden, then I'll play Strangulate. And that's pretty much the 3 scenarios I play those talents. So, yeah, that's it. Let's take a look at the next thing here, okay? We're going to look at itemization now because we know for certain everything now, which is best for us. Sorry, I was playing some Frost. Let me switch this over. So as far as itemization goes, you're going to want 4 pieces of tier, okay? So full tier, which you can convert with the Catalyst. And then you're going to want PvP gloves. So full tier minus gloves, okay? And then as far as crafted item goes, you want the crafted boots, and if you can get the Lariat, a 418 Elemental Lariat, you would want the 418 Elemental Lariat. If you can't get the Lariat, then you could use the crafted helm and use the tier gloves instead, okay? The reason that ideally you want to use the PvP gloves is because they have better stats. They have mastery on them. As far as gems go, if you're using a Lariat, you're going to want Zen Mallegate. Anyways, the stats you're going to want to go for is just mastery for the most part, okay? You can play 13% haste and mastery, or you can just play full mastery. It's up to you. Either of those are what I would recommend, and those are what I play on my Death Knights. This Death Knight is more towards the full mastery department, and this is my highest Death Knight, so it worked pretty well. As far as enchants go, I'll show you the enchants here. So homebound speed on cloak, sustained strength on chest, because the reason we're using that now is because it gives you stamina, and they buff death strike a little bit, okay, recently. So on bracers, we're going to want 200 plus speed, legs, fierce armor kit, boots, plains runner breeze, and then ring, I have mastery because I'm trying to go full mastery. And you can get the main set gem as well. So for your weapon, you're going to want Rune of the Fallen Crusader. And that's as far as itemization goes for Unholy. Alright guys, so I'm going to teach you how to do damage right now. So one thing we're going to talk about first is Defile, okay? So Defile replaces your Death and Decay. When you drop it on the ground, it's going to cleave your Scourge Strikes when you're in the Defile. What that means is Scourge Strikes is going to hit 7 targets, okay? So I'll just give you a little show of what I mean. When you're in here, boom, you press Scourge Strike, it's hitting every target, okay? So when we want to do damage, for normal damage, this is how we do it, okay? We're going to apply our dot, we're going to apply Festering Strike, and then we're going to burst the wounds with Scourge Strikes, okay? So that's the very basis of it. Apply your dot, apply wounds with Festering Strike, and then burst wounds with Scourge Strike, and then when you have Runic Power, you're going to dump the Runic Power with Death Coil or Death Strike if you're taking damage, okay? So that's that. So, Defile now. One thing we have with Defile is Pestilence, okay? So when they're in your Defile, there's a 10% chance for them to apply a Festering Wound. So that means that it can apply the wound that you would have applied with a Festering Strike, right? And if you have see that like that, if you have multiple wounds on people, when you're Scourge Striking, it's going to be breaking multiple wounds, okay? When you Scourge Strike in the Defile, it's going to be popping multiple wounds, which is going to build your stacks of Festermite and your necrotic wound stacks, and it's going to keep up your Plaguebringer for you, okay? So that's really good. Try to cleave as much as possible, okay? That's a main part of this. So as far as bursting goes, we know how to do the normal damage, right? So now as far as bursting goes, I'm going to show you. This is what I like to do in solo shuffle, okay? I like to get the momentum right away. So that's one of the reasons that I like the Unholy Assault build, is because you can get the momentum really fast. So what I'll do is, if I'm in a rush to do my damage, what I'll do is, while I'm running at the target, I'll drop an A-bomb, I'll Unholy Blight while I'm running, and then as soon as I connect, I'll Unholy Assault, and then I'll get my Apocalypse to get my pets out, I'll Dark Transformation to transform them, and then I'll A-bomb Limb, Empowered Rune Weapon. And then my Gargoyle I'll be using when I press Apocalypse, okay? So I'm going to show you what it looks like. This is the if you want to go fast. So this is how we would run in. Unholy Blight, Unholy Assault, Apocalypse, Dark Transformation, Empowered Rune Weapon, and then I'm going to drop a Defile at the end. And then since I have a Gargoyle and it's going to get buffed from Death Coils, I'm just going to be prioritizing Death Coil, okay? Prioritizing spamming Death Coil as much as possible while the Gargoyle is out. So just keep spamming your Death Coils, just try and keep a Death and Decay down, because remember, with the Death and Decay, aka Defile, you're going to be cleaving, and it's going to be giving you more mastery, which is going to make your Gargoyle hit harder. And there you go. So that's how you do the burst. So that's bursting with Unholy Assault first global, but you don't have to do it like that. You could you could drop an A-bomb and you could fester once, and then you're probably going to have 4 stacks of festering wounds from that already if the A-bomb melees them. And then you could end up using the Unholy Assault at the end of the rotation. But I just like to do it for the most part at the start because it's really clean. You just get in there, Unholy Assault. That way if your A-bomb does something weird or something like that, it doesn't actually matter. So that's how I burst 99% of the time. But like I said, if you already have wounds on the target when you're bursting, then you don't need to Unholy Assault the opener. You can just Apocalypse, Dark Transformation, do the rotation I just showed you. And then you can use the Unholy Assault at the end for the haste. So if you already have the wounds, you don't have to do that in the opener like that, right? Because the Unholy Assault applies the wounds for you. That's why I like to do it. But if you already have the wounds, you can use it at the end just to maximize the haste. So that's pretty much the burst rotation there. Yeah, so I'm going to talk to you guys for a little minute here, though, okay? Unholy is really rough in the current meta, all right? So I lost like 1,000 rating on my other DK since the ret change. So ret lobbies are really hard for DKs. So just, even if you play good, you're still going to lose sometimes. So just understand that Unholy is not very good in the meta right now, and it's going to feel like an uphill battle, even if you play perfectly, okay? So just keep that in mind. But when rets get tuned down, Unholy will be good again, because I pushed this rating. I pushed this after the ret changes, right? But I got lucky and I didn't get there was no ret in my lobby. So if there's no rets in your lobby, you're still good, right? You just gotta wait till the rets are tuned down and we'll be good. But yeah, these are the builds that I play. These are the builds I'm gonna continue to play. If you guys have any questions, just drop a comment below. If you like the video, drop a thumbs up. But you can catch me live at twitch.tv/partywafflesx. And yeah, you can see me play it live. Other than that, guys, I'm going to have a Frost guide coming out soon too as well. Because unironically, Frost is actually better than Unholy right now. Like, Frost is the meta, right? I was struggling on Unholy Solo Shuffle, and then I logged Frost, and now I'm just crushing. Because Frost kind of destroys rets, which is funny. And our shamans. So it's kind of actually really good in the meta. But anyways, I will see you guys in the next guide, and take it easy, boys.